what you're watching behind me right now at Uttarakhand's Chamoli is rescue operations intensifying after sundown. The first team has now withdrawn, the second team has taken over, then the third team will work through the night. The aim is to ensure that if they can reach out to those who are trapped inside, then they should, and without wasting a single moment. The Chief Minister of Uttarakhand, Trivendra Singh Rawat, was briefed about the situation on ground, both by the DGP and the Additional Director General of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police. And apparently there are vehicles inside, including heavy machines. So have they succeeded in shielding those who are trapped? Some accounts seem to indicate that there are between 28 to 30 people. Some accounts seem to indicate there could be more than 30 people still trapped inside. Unfortunately, so far, there's been absolutely no contact with any of those who are trapped inside. First 24 hours are called the golden period. They've passed. The next 24 hours are extremely crucial if lives have to be saved.
Nature's fury at its worst. A day later, over 200 are still missing. Trapped under the debris, awaiting help. Every single minute is precious in this race against time. It's all hands on the deck in Chamoli. A mammoth rescue operation by the NDRF, SDRF, Army and the ITBP personnel is underway to save as many lives as possible. The rescue operation that continued through the night gathered further momentum on Monday morning. After 12 workers were rescued from Tunnel 1 on Sunday, rescue teams are trying to track several others trapped in the second tunnel.
Senior officers of the Indian Army are personally on ground monitoring the situation. As you come here, let me quickly show you this area. This is the mouth of the tunnel. India Today is the only channel that is getting you up close to this area. We will try and show you this area as efforts are being made.
Army engineers and Garhwal scouts have been on the spot since morning, trying to remove the slush and push deeper into the tunnel.
My boys, they were able to go 100 meters inside, but thereafter it was all covered with slush. So we thought first we'll use the mechanical. All these, you see the dozers are working. We want these dozers to clear that tunnel.
About the numbers, I have been told that out of 2025 have reported back. So maybe the total number might reduce down to 197.
By evening, much of the slush was cleared using heavy machinery. The rescue teams entered the tunnel along with dog squad and oxygen cylinders.
This operation is currently being undertaken. This is the Recce party that has so far gone in. This is the Recce party. They'll carry out a reconnaissance mission, see what needs to be done, then come back, and then another party will be sent in once contact is made.
Those who were rescued on Sunday are undergoing treatment at the ITBP hospital in Joshimath. They recount the horror unleashed by the glacier burst that triggered flash floods.
7 घंटे अंदर रहने तक हमें बाद में ITBP जोशीमठ टीम ने रेस्क्यू किया और अपने हॉस्पिटल में लाके यहाँ पे इलाज कर रहा है और हमारी अच्छी देखभाल कर रहे हैं।
तो ईश्वर की कृपा से हमारी ITBP की बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते हैं, जिन्होंने हमको अपनी जान पे खेल के और हम लोगों को सभी को दोबारा पुनर्जीवन दिया है। बहुत बहुत थैंक यू और धन्यवाद देते हैं।
Every passing minute, the odds are getting tougher. But the rescue teams on the ground are determined. No stone will be left unturned to save each and every life possible. With Gaurav Sawant in Chamoli, Bureau Report, India Today.
The Uttarakhand Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat, he was briefed about the situation on ground just a short while back, and he was given to believe, he was briefed by the Director General of Police and by the top brass of the Indo-Tibetan Border Police, and the information is that it's only the last 50 to 80 meters that's left. In case that can be cleared overnight, then tomorrow morning we should be able to have more information about those who may have been trapped inside. Let's listen in to the Uttarakhand Chief Minister. He spoke to journalists right here just a short while back.
देखिए, एनडीआरएफ, आर्मी और एसडीआरएफ तीनों का संयुक्त प्रयास चल रहा है। 130 मीटर पर पहुंच गए हैं और 50 मीटर अभी टी पॉइंट तक पहुंचने में ये अनुमान लगाया जा रहा है कि 2.5-3 घंटे लग सकते हैं। जो हमारे जवान हैं वो काम कर रहे हैं, बहुत जोखिम भरा काम है, लेकिन वो पूरी साहस के साथ कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि जो अंदर जो लोग हैं उनको सुरक्षित बाहर निकाला जाए।
So the Chief Minister has been told that maybe in the next 3 to 4 hours, men should be able to reach that T point. Slush came in from two sides. If they're able to remove the slush, then they'll know what's behind those heavy vehicles that are inside this tunnel. Is there an air vent that survived? Were people able to breathe? Are they still able to breathe inside? 28 to 30 people who are feared trapped inside. We shall know over the course of the night, and we'll be reporting through the night from ground zero. But the army is also set up an emergency medical facility right here. Barely 20 meters from where we are standing, the army has a medical assistance post. There are 6 beds. There are multiple, doctors, battlefield nursing assistants. Once they stabilize a person, that person can be taken to a bigger hospital about 1 hour's journey at Joshimath from here. But take a look at this report I filed a short while back. Barely 20 meters from the tunnel, the army has established an emergency military hospital, or so to say an emergency center in tents here in Tapovan. With me is Major Ikjot Singh. Major Ikjot Singh, how many beds in this facility, in this tent, and what all can you cater for?
We have initially established 6 beds, extendable to 15 at a time. And here we have got all resuscitative equipment, all the emergency equipment. So any casualty which we receive from the tunnel can be resuscitated and revived here itself.
Okay. Now, when we talk about the facilities that you've set up here, we notice that there is emergency oxygen, also bandages and fractures to cater to all of that. What all can happen here before they're dispatched to a bigger hospital?
Our 2 major concerns are hypothermia, which is loss of internal body temperature, and hypoxia, which is lack of oxygen inside the tunnel. And of course, certain minor injuries, fractures, and that is anticipated with the casualties. So we have catered for to cater all of them and treat all of them right here.
And your entire team is capable of looking after those people. And how quickly, sir, can you send people to the bigger military hospital here? कितनी देर में आप भेज देंगे सर?
वही 1 घंटे में सब
1 घंटे में
15-16 किलोमीटर डिस्टेंस है। हाँ। और 1 घंटे में उसको स्टेबल करके 1 घंटे में उसको हॉस्पिटल में पहुंचा देंगे।
So you stabilize them here and then immediately launch them to a bigger hospital. But the hospital or the facility here is ready. Army doctors also right at the mouth of the tunnel. In fact, 2 young doctors willing to go inside and help rescue. Should the people be able to remove all the slush from inside, but that is a task that is still underway. With cameraman Kripal Singh at Tapovan, Uttarakhand, Gaurav Sawant for India Today. So, when I was talking to you about doctors at the hospital 20 meters away, there is a team of doctors who are standing by at the entrance of the tunnel. The young army captain there's a major who's roped in to go inside. So the teams are right at the mouth of the tunnel here. Again, one machine here. The moment that machine comes out bringing in heavy debris, the other machine goes in. So that's the effort moment they get an opportunity, there's no time to lose. People go in, try and save lives if possible. And at least soldiers say, we never lose hope. We hope against hope. India Today's Manjeet Singh Negi flew to that area from where the glacier broke. There was a breach. The dam right behind me, you can see the massive breach in that dam which caused the flooding right here. But fortunately it was contained at the next dam near Srinagar and downstream, whether it's Rishikesh or Haridwar or downstream in Uttar Pradesh, things remain completely normal. Manjeet Negi with this report.
तपोवन में राहत और बचाव का काम पूरे जोर शोर पर है। हमने यहाँ तपोवन एनटीपीसी के नजदीक जो हेलीपैड है वहां से उड़ान भरी है और यहाँ से जो नीति वैली है जहाँ पर 13 गांव कटे हैं उन गांव की तरफ जा रहे हैं। ये नीचे आपको दिखा रहे हैं जो अलकनंदा का प्रवाह है जहाँ से, और ये ठीक नीचे देखिए ये एनटीपीसी का वो प्लांट है जो पूरी तरह से बर्बाद हो गया था जब ऋषि गंगा से जो फ्लड आया। ये पूरा काफी बड़ा जो एनटीपीसी का प्लांट है पूरी तरह से ये तबाह हो गया और यहाँ पर अभी भी 2 टनल में लोग फंसे हुए थे। एक टनल में से 16 लोगों को निकाला गया जबकि दूसरी टनल्स में अभी भी 30 से ज्यादा लोग फंसे हुए हैं। पूरा दिन एक तरह से दूसरा दिन हो गया जब उनको निकालने की कोशिश हो रही है। अब आपको दिखाते हैं किस तरह से ये जो ग्लेशियर फटा उस घाटी की तरफ आगे बढ़ रहे हैं। ये नीचे अलकनंदा जो नदी है वो आगे बढ़ रही है। आगे धौली गंगा और ऋषि गंगा 2 नदियों के संगम से ये अलकनंदा का प्रवाह दिख रहा है। नीचे आप देखिए कितना जबरदस्त प्रवाह था जब कल यहाँ पर सुबह 10 बजे ग्लेशियर फटने के साथ जो प्रवाह था पानी का वो बढ़ा और ये साथ साथ जो सड़क दिख रही है ये नीति घाटी की तरफ चीन से लगने वाली जो सरहद है और खास तौर से इस वक्त जब चीन के साथ भारत का तनाव चल रहा है।
Let's quickly cut across and listen in to the Uttarakhand Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat in conversation with my colleague Manjeet Singh Negi.
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी इसकी स्वयं जांच कर रहे हैं या दिशा निर्देश कर रहे हैं। ये कल्पना कर सकते हैं कि कल आप देखिए 24 घंटे के अंदर अंदर 5 बार प्रधानमंत्री जी ने स्वयं फोन करके मुझसे बातचीत की है और कहा कि मुझे फिर रात को अपडेट दीजिए। जब प्रधानमंत्री जी इतनी गंभीरता से किसी समस्या को ले रहे हैं उसी का परिणाम है कि तमाम जो यहाँ पर आर्मी हो, एयरफोर्स हो, यहाँ तक नेवी तक को भेजने की तैयारी थी। तो भारत सरकार की ओर से जितनी गंभीरता से और तत्परता से इसको लिया गया है वो बिल्कुल ये कहना चाहिए कि बेमिसाल है। मैंने भी जब मुझे जानकारी मिली तो मैं भी तुरंत 15-20 मिनट में ही देहरादून से मैंने प्रस्थान किया और हमारी जो यहाँ का प्रशासन है, एसडीआरएफ है, तमाम जो यहाँ पर सबसे पहले आईटीबीपी जो यहाँ पर क्योंकि स्थानीय थी तो रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशन उन्होंने शुरू कर दिया था। मैं समझता हूँ कि ये आपदा का समय है और इस समय अगर हमारे सबसे पहला कोई प्राथमिकता है तो जिनको बचाया जा सकता है उनको बचाना है।
आखिरी सवाल, आप दूसरी बार यहाँ पर पहुंचे हैं, कब तक आपको लगता है कि हालात यहाँ पर सामान्य हो जाए, खासतौर से जो लोग फंसे हैं और जो कनेक्टिविटी
ऐसा है कनेक्टिविटी के लिए सेना से और जो बीआरओ यहाँ पर सारी सड़कों को देखता है तो जिसके जो चीफ इंजीनियर हैं मिस्टर राठौर उनसे मेरी कल ही बात हो गई थी और वो कहीं बाहर थे और वहां से वो रात तक ऋषिकेश पहुंच गए थे। अभी हमारे पास यहाँ पर जो वैली ब्रिज है वो 54 मीटर का उपलब्ध है। ये इसके लिए हमको 60 मीटर चाहिए तो उसके लिए तैयारी चल रही है। मुझे लगता है कि 8-10 दिन इसमें या थोड़ा कम समय भी लग सकता है। यहाँ पर ये वैली ब्रिज हम बना देंगे।
बहुत धन्यवाद। तो मुख्यमंत्री त्रिवेंद्र सिंह रावत जो दूसरी बार इस मौके पर पहुंचे हैं जहां पर इस वक्त भी जो रेस्क्यू का काम है, खासतौर से जो दूसरी टनल में अभी भी 35 से ज्यादा लोग फंसे उनको निकालने का काम चल रहा है, लगातार यहाँ पर समीक्षा कर रहे हैं। उनका कहना है कि यहाँ पर सभी एजेंसियां एसडीआरएफ, एनडीआरएफ से भारतीय सेना, वायुसेना सभी युद्ध स्तर पर खासतौर से जो लोग अभी फंसे उनको बचाने का काम कर रहे हैं। कैमरामैन रितेश के साथ मंजीत नेगी।
You know, that's the important aspect, that it's virtually on a war footing that work is happening at this stage, and we're on ground zero. Again, you've seen one set of machinery leaves, the second set of machinery is roped in, and the next team comes in. Will they be successful? You know, every team that went in, and we saw the team that went in around 4 o'clock when they made that recce visit, it was a chant of Badri Vishal ki jai, because their point is, it is with the blessings of Badri Vishal, the reigning deity of Uttarakhand, or this part of Uttarakhand. Of course, there's also Bhagwan Kedar. Their point is, it's only with his blessings, with the blessings of Lord Vishnu, that they will be able to rescue people, if at all, in this area. And that is the effort. Last 50 meters will be extremely crucial, because that's the time you also have to ensure that the sludge does not move forward and harm those people in case they are still protected in an air pocket. Again, hoping against hope. But the epicenter of this avalanche, the glacier when it broke, the avalanche it caused, and of course the flash floods. India Today's Ashutosh Mishra is on ground zero, and he sent us this report.
Now I'll take you to the exclusive visuals, first images on India Today from the village, Raini village, which was the epicenter of this entire flashpoint where this avalanche triggered the massive flash flood. That's the strategic highway of Niti, which connects Chamoli entire district, has been washed away. And these visuals explaining the gravity of the devastation. Completely there were several visuals. And of course, this is the river Rishi Ganga, as the Rishi Ganga power project was located. And now it is all under debris. That's only a plain surface. Nothing is visible. In fact, I have one of eyewitness along with me who is here. And in fact, one of them rescuer as well, who also helped locals to rescue, because since it was a hydro project underway, who were working here, though when they heard the massive burst sound, few successfully escaped from this area. But as the locals believe that there could be possibly few still trapped in. However, let me take you to other side. These images, that's the Nandagiri, the glacier area where possibly that glacier fell down, and that triggered a massive flash flood. Because it's a narrow passage, narrow valley, this explains why there's a 50 to 60 feet. And that's the level of debris and water when it passed through this area. And it took just 30 to 45 seconds, just matter of few seconds, everything washed away. And including not just hydro project, there was heavy cranes, machineries, boulders, everything that was placed. Now all I can see only devastative images, only the the visuals of destruction.
पूरा आवाज आया सर, जैसे ब्लास्टिंग होता सर, वो ये मतलब पूरा उछल गए सर। ये उछला तो इसके बाद यहाँ पर कंपनी वाली की बिल्डिंग था।
अच्छा, यहाँ दीवार थी
ना, बिल्डिंग कंपनी का। अच्छा, जो कंपनी था यहाँ पर। तो मैंने वहाँ से आवाज मारा ऊपर गांव से। जब मैंने आवाज मारा तो कुछ लोग ने तो बिल्डिंग से उछाल मार दिया।
आई थी पहले?
अरे साहब, पहले 71 में कितना बड़ा आया? हाँ, 27 जुलाई को कितने को आया था?
27 जुलाई 1971।
तो बहुत बड़ा आया था यहाँ। तो जो
तब यहाँ कोई परियोजना नहीं थी?
तब यहाँ कोई परियोजना नहीं थी। तो क्या हुआ कि उसके बाद धीरे धीरे थोड़ी बहुत सरकार ने भी दी, लेकिन जो चीज होना मूलभूत जो होना चाहिए, अब आपने देखा कि कल यहाँ पर कट जाता तो पूरा गांव नीचे आ जाता, क्योंकि इसी पर टिका हुआ है गांव। और इस आधार पर अगर ये कट जाएगा तो इसलिए हमारी अब सबसे अच्छी पहली मांग रहेगी कि आप हमको गाँव के लिए विस्तार की व्यवस्था करें।
सारे बच्चे अभी भी छोटे छोटे बच्चे हमने जंगल में छोड़ के रखे हुए।
जानवरों के अपने घर के में। और वो बांधे हुए हैं, खोले हैं?
नहीं,
रात भर कैसे रहे आप लोग फिर?
बस ऐसे ही आग जला के, कोई अंदर ऐसी बस ऐसे रहे हम।
और घर में?
घर में कोई नहीं थे, खाली
घर में ताला।
हाँ,
चोट नहीं लगे, पर खाली ऐसे पत्थर आए मेरे ऊपर से, पर मैं खाली जबरदस्त भाग के यहाँ तक आए।
और आपकी जो सास थी वो
सास वहाँ दब गई, मेरे सामने ही दब गई।
और कोई था?
वहाँ पे 2 घोड़े, 4 घोड़े, 1 घोड़े चराने वाला और 3 लंगर वाले जो खाना बनाते थे कंपनी में, मैस वाले, वो भी थे वहाँ पे।
और वो सारे दब गए?
हाँ, वो दब गए, इनके सामने सामने देखते थे।
मतलब 4 लोगों को आपने दबे हुए देखा?
हाँ।
And news just coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is chairing a key meeting on the Uttarakhand rescue and relief operations is what we are being told by sources in the Prime Minister's office. Union Home Minister Amit Shah is a part of this meeting. What sources are also telling India Today is that Union Power Minister R.K. Singh, former Home Secretary, he visited Ground Zero. He's also gone back to Delhi with an assessment of the situation and steps that need to be taken. So a wider policy is being made, and policy is not just about the current situation, about this rescue and relief, but also prevention in future. And one of the steps that R.K. Singh, speaking exclusively to India Today earlier this afternoon, said was having a team of avalanche early warning systems being put in place all across the sensitive zones. Now, for this, help of the Defence Research and Development Organization and SASE would be taken, because these are organizations that study avalanches in our country, and they've been advising the army extensively. But their help will be taken now by the government to know about when an avalanche can strike in a particular area, and early warning always helps in saving lives. And more breaking news just coming in. This is news coming in from Uttarakhand, where Chief Minister Trivendra Singh Rawat has now confirmed that the death toll in this avalanche and flash floods has unfortunately risen to 24. 24 people have so far lost their lives in this. This, of course, is the figure that's come from recovery of some bodies downstream. Several bodies from this area. Remember, close to 197 people are still missing. They haven't been accounted for. That, of course, does include the figure of anything between 28 to 38 who could be inside, trapped inside this tunnel. But others, 197 people are still feared missing. Some have been located. The death toll has now risen to 24. Okay, so we will continue to track developments on the story. I'll be reporting from Ground Zero on India First at 10 p.m. tonight. But that is all we have time for on this special broadcast from Chamoli in Uttarakhand. Many thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.